Hello everybody, this is my video 11. So as you can see, my native language is French, therefore I will try to speak the best English I can. And something else, I have to follow a text so that I don't forget important details. And this way I can produce a better fluid video and with a better structure. And for those who find my video without going through my website, let me introduce myself. My name as self-taught and multidisciplinary scientist is Gilles Lauzon-Ortubise, and I am the owner of the first human multi-intelligence.com site. Then, as you know, the title of my video is Do Aliens Exist? When it comes to aliens, I have spent much of my life not caring about their existence because I was preoccupied with a lot of other issues. But about a year after I started my studying, so I started studying in astrophysics from zero knowledge in early February 2014. So a years later is early February 2015 then. And I discovered through my research a new base technology of a first generation that can be reproduced by a spaceship. And soon after that it could be driven to produce a second generation and a third generation. But, however, without being certain at that time that it could replicate by my new base technology of the first generation. Then, so in addition, I have to explain myself. Then I'm pretty strong inventor, scientist. I like science so much. Then I configure my brain to work all the time to produce new ideas. When you are strong, you like to be fed by feet. So you like to be challenging. So and in a lot of things, well, in all things it's possible then. So all the mystery that no one can decode, that's the one I like. So and that's the way I am, and I'm so productive because I succeed to configure my brain to produce all the time and I like to do it. So it's a pleasure for me. It's not a work. It's a great pleasure to invent, to decode mystery that no one before me can decode, to invent new ideas that no one did before. So, and a lot of things, then it's new. So that's the way I used to be configured. And and that's why I like to make then my brains working during my sleep. So yes, I'm the kind of man that likes to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 1 year at a time. So I like to work all the time. So, and I only took breaks when I want to take breaks, to doing some things better. But in life, there's nothing's better than to decode to decode mystery or invent things, new ideas. So that's what it is. Then, so I succeed to configure my mind to work during the sleep, day and sleep. So, and lots of time. Then, and I like to go sleep with some problems to solve. So during my sleep, my my brain's working to find new ideas, and I don't care. It's not a problem for me. I never had headaches for this, so my brain likes to work, and it works. So everyone is happy then. So mornings, like many others, I wake up first I wake up by first inventing 7 new important ideas just before I got up from the bed, and to make sure I didn't lose one, I asked Annette to transcribe them all as quickly as possible on a piece of paper that is already for this type of situation, considering the fact that the day before I fell asleep with some issue to resolve. And anyway, I do it all the time, so I never forget to have paper behind my bed then. So it's a way of living for me. So considering then, and I practice this a bit whenever I have designs. So yeah, so like I did, I produce all of the time. Then I put those. So that morning I put those new ideas aside to get back. But after I write on the paper, I put that aside because my mind was fresh about the works before, about the folders that I'm working on before. So then when I put on the side those new ideas, then I put those new ideas aside to get back to working on the day before, on the work of the day before, because I like to complete a job before starting a new one, and so as not to lose track on the progress of the file. And two, the next day, I linked my 7 new ideas from the day before, because I also like to work on more than one file in parallel. Then I feel the need to think of other different problems to solve. And sometimes ideas from the day before come to mind without looking for them. And when I think about them, I often find myself adding others' ideas or other modification to a previous idea. And in the case of one of them, I realize that it is of an immense importance in developing a new apparatus or new device that could produce a new technology. So the first idea is the apparatus or device, and the second idea is the new technology that it could produce. So when it is a new technology to move a spacecraft, a spaceship, or spacecraft is the same, then it was later that I realized that this new base technology was leading to the production of the first generation and possibly the production of other generation. After this, subsequently, I decided to start producing a pattern around June 2016. And so this is around one year and 6 months after my start of my self-taught studies in astrophysics from zero knowledge, and to entrust a mandate to a major patent firm in Montreal. On the other hand, and thereafter, my research continued to evolve at a high speed, and every week I bring new materials to my patent agent. So that makes a lot of knowledge, a lot, to put in my first document, my first paper patent. So then, and until the production of the first draft for a first model of spaceship, but after which is unfortunately is insufficiently complete to be perfectly functional, and without about and with about a dozen invention, complementary equipment to carry out various defensive machines against dangerous comets or asteroids that could destroy the Earth and all the humanity. So, and yeah, so and and those equipment is used to, and some other equipment which is used to collect samples of all kinds on the surface of an object which is possible to approach, to land down, or above this. So on the surface of an object up to Mars, but only to Mars at that time. So, but after this, then subsequently and shortly after, I started producing other documents for my first draft pattern. I think back to the possibility that extraterrestrial could exist, or alien could exist, and I begin to believe in their real existence because of several events which are reported by credible individuals. After this, subsequently, my patent agent decided to resign from his own employer, but this is not because of me. This is because they have no other clients than me. So at that moment, this thing was very beneficial for me, because on one hand, the patent firm reimbursed me in full for the money I paid, and on the other hand, it gave me time to continue my research, which was involving at a high speed, and eventually until I managed to complete my imposing model theory of how the universe works on a macroscopic scale, which have over, I guess, than 100 theories and maybe much more. So when after I managed to complete my imposing model theory of how the universe works on a macroscopic scale to a very satisfactory level of between 96% and 98.5%, I decided to finalize the first draft pattern, and during this work I found myself to redoing it almost entirely, because my knowledge of astrophysics has been enriched, but above all, because my self-staff skill in pattern training and writing have improved considerably. And all of these has led me to produce a new pattern document for my spaceship, which with my new base technology of the first generation, but with a shape and a look which is much more beautiful than the first one, and which will amaze everyone. Oh, it's great look! It's incredible, great look. So I'm pretty anxious. Then you can see the model which it's represent my spaceship. So beside the fact that it will include somewhere between about 20, yes, beside the fact that it will include somewhere between about 20 to 30 more invention and improvement equipment, and possibly more, that the first draft document for the first model of spaceship pattern, and which are various and complementary invention and equipment which are quite extraordinary, and which allow long-term mission to be possible for a crew of 6 astronauts or more. to be able to perform a large amount of defensive space mission to prevent an asteroid or a comet from hitting the Earth. So, and it's probably about 30 missions or more to protect the Earth against asteroid or comets then, and to be able to carry out a considerable amount of space mission to collect samples of all kinds on the surface of objects which is possible to approach them, or above the surface of those objects when it's not possible to touch the ground. So this is for objects that are between Earth and Mars. Well, that's between Earth and Ceres, that's for sure, and many asteroids from the main belt. But after those first mission, maybe it's possible going until to the moon or satellite of Jupiter. So this is in the way from the outside. So this is in the direction of Jupiter, and the other side is until to Mercury. So probably, well, of course so it is just the only things here is the temperature. What if we can deal with the temperature, or if we have to make changing about the spaceship to going until Mercury, because it's so close to the sun then. So let's see what is possible, how far we can go in the direction of Mercury. But I'm pretty sure it's no problem to go until Venus then. Also, the fact that this extraordinary spaceship will be equipped with my new base technology of the first generation. This has the consequences of making it a spaceship that is behind a shadow of a doubt in a class of its own, and to be somewhere between around 50 and 20 years or older ahead of all currently technology of all countries and all over the world. Because of their knowledge of astrophysics, which is considerably weak and almost nil in terms of functional theories. Yes, because outside of my mother theory, I don't know much. Well, I don't remember one of them which be functional. So I guess they have some, but by memory I don't remember if they have only one of them or a few of them. They still functional then. So also between now and when I will start with employees to build my extraordinary spaceship, I will not be surprised if I continue to produce new invention for the spaceship, the extraordinary spaceship, because I remain an inventing machine that cannot stop inventing. Therefore, and having finalized the formation of my second patent document and completely on my own in early October 2020. But of course, I do all what I can do for that paper pattern. But of course, I don't want to take chance. So that's why I need to go to the big firm with the best paper agent as possible to make sure that it could be protected much as possible. So after October 2020, I am taking back to my new base technology of the first generation for the extraordinary spaceship, and for some reason which I will disclose later, I happen to be between 99.99% and 100% convinced of the possibility of being able to build my extraordinary spaceship that is capable of producing my new base technology of the first generation. On the other hand, when I work in research or to formate scientific texts, I like to hear from time to time a scientific documentary, and on last October 22 in 2020, I find myself working and particularly watching an interesting scientific documentary on TV from the Planet Plus Canada channel, and which is this is the TV channel, and so this is the document here. And the French name is OVNI, une affaire d'État. And if I translate it, it's UFO, a matter of states. So, and then translate the French text the best as I can. So, and it said, in 2019, the Navy confirms the reality of video declassified a year later. Camera on board Hunter's filmed machine performing maneuvers impossible for land aircraft. This announcement, and after this, something else. This announcement followed the disclosure by the New York Times in 2017 of a U.S. program costing $22 million per year to study this phenomenon. Its name is, the abbreviation is AATIP, for Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Why are the world leading power and other countries, including France, studying this phenomenon in such a serious and scientific way? Several personalities, a former of DGSE, the American senator behind the AATIP program, the former director of Japan, the CNES entity that studies the phenomenon, and other scientifics are taking a look at the subject. So, after viewing this video for the first time, it strengthens my belief in the real existence of extraterrestrial or aliens. And during a second viewing, I see that small ships are capable of making speed increases and changes of direction that are so rapid that they far surpass the best performance of the best land fighter jet. So this is indisputable evidence that they are produced by aircraft that are not from another nation, but rather by extraterrestrial or alien, which are having fun visiting our Earth and our airspace, and for me it's since the end of the formation of our planet. As far as I'm concerned, and following the viewing of this video documentary, I am 100% sure that I can build an extraordinary spaceship who is capable of producing my new base technology of the first generation. Furthermore, it is intellectually impossible for a mind brilliant in astrophysics or other domains of science and intelligence not to believe in the existence of other human population and which are more or less intellectually developed than we are in the universe. And among them, some who live on a planet that is relatively close and neighbor to us and to a planetary system that is relatively close to ours. And the document UFO, a matter of state, it seems to me to prove behind a doubt their existence. In addition, if this individual managed to leave their planetary system to come and visit our Earth and its airspace, this is because obviously they are gifted with an intellectual level which is far superior to ours. And in such a context, it is quite understandable that they have no interest in wanting to exchange intellectually with us, because it does not represent any form of interest to them. On the other hand, when I watched the documentary UFO, a matter of state from Canada Plus, there is a report from French which reports an extraterrestrial or aliens encounter in a large lavender field. When the French farmer sees in this large field of purple lavender flowers a vehicle that looks like a car from afar. So after he rushed over to see what's going on his field, to see if it is a motorist who has broken down, and as he moved towards the two aliens. Yes, and as he moved towards the two aliens, he feels numbness in his legs from a certain safe distance from the aliens or extraterrestrial, then, which prevent him from moving forwards. And when the farmer sees the eyes of the aliens and their behavior, he feels no will on their parts to harm him. So that from this French farmer in 1965, he is so stunned by this unimaginable meeting, then he let him tell in his closest friends in secret, asking him to keep it a secret. But it is fortunate for us that his secret has been revealed to other people and until to us. And the fact that these extraterrestrials can move with ease, and the fact that these extraterrestrials can move with easy on the surface of the Earth, this has the effect of proving that they originate from a planet similar to ours and which has a surface gravity which is also similar to ours, and that they landed with a small shuttle that is unable to travel very far in the universe, because he was first transported from a large motor spaceship which is much bigger and capable of carrying one or two shuttles or more. In addition to the fact that he can travel a great distance in the universe. And what and what is certain is that this small shuttle is able to move around the Earth atmosphere and with easy relative to the force of gravity of Earth's surface. In addition, through my self-study in astrophysics of 5 years and 8 months to successfully decode the functioning of the way of the universe works on a macroscopic scale, there is no mystery that I have failed to decode or solve. And if there are any mystery to be discovered that I have yet to meet, I sincerely doubt that any mystery of the universe can withstand my very high intellectual powers in investigation, reflection, deep analysis, and inventiveness of all kinds, and much more other intelligent capacity, which is too long to list. So, because so far I have always managed to decode or solve all mystery that I have encountered, or at least provide at least a satisfactory explanation or more than one. And all of my theories that going into my imposing mother theory of how the universe works on a macroscopic scale, there are none of them that can be called a theory of one or more accommodating magical thinking or mathematical magical thinking, or any one of those kind, because all of my theory are based on one or more relationship of physical cause to physical effect and nothing else. On the other hand, if it's happened in the near future that I come to realize that one of my theory is no longer acceptable, I will change it fast as possible. But it is possible that any of my theories could be completely wrong. No, I don't believe it at all. But in the worst case, the only things I should have doing is only I will just have to make a slight modification to it and no more. So thank you for viewing my video, and welcome to the next video, which will reveal my opinion on another subject in the universe. So thank you, goodbye.